Are you ready to dive into a world of captivating stories, laughter, and enlightenment? Look no further than Unfiltered Studios, your gateway to an incredible podcasting experience. Join St. Joe on Nailed It as he explores life's victories, one nail at a time. Petals of Support brings you heartwarming tales that remind us, even in the darkest moments, there's beauty and hope. Get ready to be entertained by the wit and humor of The Sleevey G Show, where interviews are always fascinating. Need a good laugh? Tune in to Refiltered, our comedy podcast that's sure to tickle your funny bone. Discover inner peace and guidance on Finding Your Way, a spiritual podcast that nurtures your soul. Relax your mind and body with Hypno Wellness, your path to a healthier, more balanced life. Love movies? Movie Lovers Unite is your passport to a world of cinematic wonders. Immerse yourself in the magic of storytelling, laughter, and enlightenment as you're taken on a journey through the fascinating realm of movies and television. And don't forget the Stupid History Minute, where we uncover the quirkiest stories of everyday items. Unfiltered Studios is your destination for diverse, engaging content. Subscribe now and join the podcasting revolution. Unfiltered Studios, where every story finds its voice. Visit unfpod.com today.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the program. Welcome to Refiltered, the podcast that doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. Hello, everybody. As always, my name is The Cap, and we are here with you on a fine, fantastic October evening. Halloween's coming up. Hope everybody's ready. Got the costumes, got the candy, got their witchcraft, whatever your fancy is. I hope that you're going to enjoy it coming this Tuesday. This is the last podcast for Refiltered in the month of October. Next Wednesday will be November 1st. Well into the holiday season. Looking forward to it. Want to give a big shout out to St. Joe for last week. Guest host last week here on the Refiltered program. Refiltered podcast, whatever you want to call it. Had a good time with St. Joe. I want to thank everybody out there for purchasing. Those of you who have purchased and gotten your copy, whether it be author signed or not, of the Stupid History book. I want to thank you guys for joining the cause there. I talked to an author friend the other day, and he said, you're not a true author until you've gotten your first 1-star review. So I guess I'm not there yet. I got a 2-star review on Amazon if you want to go check that out and tell that guy to go fuck himself. But not a 1-star review yet. So if you're out there and you haven't reviewed it, again, you want to give me a 1-star review, then I can be a real author. That would be cool. Anyhow, thank you guys for supporting me and all your support. It's too many people to name, but you can name it. Tonight's program is going to be a little different. And I know I said a couple of weeks ago that we're going to have guest hosts, but it seems to be some kink in the system of getting a live one. So I invited 11 of people who I consider friends. 11. Now, when you are a comic or you do comedy or you've done stand-up or anything like that, somebody, they find out or learn that you call yourself a comedian or a comic or you've done stand-up or whatever. Usually they ask you one of two things, if not both. Number one is usually, hey, can you tell me a joke? well, if you listen to this program for X amount of time, you know I'm locked and loaded with one particular joke that I'm going to make those people, listen to. It's called the duck joke. If you want to hear it, go back and find it. I'm sure it's on a number of episodes. And number 2 is they usually ask you who your favorite comedian is. Who do you listen to? Who do the comics listen to? Now, I've told people a lot of time, like on a stand-up special on Netflix or whatever, I watch those differently than you do. You watch them to laugh. People who write jokes and tell jokes all the time don't really laugh at jokes anymore. They have to be really funny or really catch you off guard. The surprise element of it has to be great. But I watch them for stage presence, timing, things of that nature. And I think I couldn't nail it down to one. But in the interest of in the spirit of having St. Joe on last week and everybody around our podcast community, everybody likes to come up with lists. And so I came up with one. Now, if you don't want to hear it, there are plenty of other great podcasts to go listen to other than this one. Okay? You can go listen to Nailed It with St. Joe, Pedals of Support with Mama D. You can go listen to Sleevy G Show. You can go listen to Finding Your Way with the Beeb. You can go listen to Hypno Wellness with Cindy. You can go listen to Movie Lovers Unite. And on Fridays, you can absolutely go listen to the Two Penny Podcast over in Two Penny Land. And every day, if you want a short escape, every day you can listen to the Stupid History Minute. Those are plenty there. But if you want to know who I deem the greatest stand-up comics, now these are my favorite bits, my favorite jokes. Some are short, some are longer, but I have 10 of them. Actually 11 if you count an honorable mention. But I have 10 of them. And we're going to play this like we're doing a big comedy show. So without further ado, this first bit is one of my favorites from one of my favorite comedians. And it comes in, this is kind of like the Casey Kasem Top 40. It comes in at number 10. It comes in at 10. And the reason it comes in at 10 is because it's my second favorite bit from this gentleman. We'll probably see him again later in the countdown. But this gentleman hails from Boston, Massachusetts. He has been a stand-up comic for over 30 years. He lives in Los Angeles with his beautiful wife, Nia, and is the writer-director of a brand new Netflix movie called Old Dads, which just came out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Bill Burr.
Why man wouldn't be afraid to get married at this point? Look at Kobe. Look at the shit he's going through right now. Right? Guy's getting a divorce. His wife's going to get $70 million. Never hit a layup in her life. Can anybody explain these divorce settlements? Can anybody make sense of these fucking things? Tiger Woods' wife, $250 million. She's a babysitter worth $250 million fucking dollars. Somebody, go ahead. Somebody, explain, justify it. Justify it. What, he cheated on her? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He cheated on her. Great, the relationship's over right then. Kobe cheated, right? Shouldn't that relationship been over right then? Why did she hang around like some jaded cop for 3 years trying to get her fucking pension, right? Get that 10 years in? I don't know, maybe that's too harsh. That shit bothers me, man. Dude, there is an epidemic of gold-digging whores in this country. And every night I put on the news, and I'm waiting for someone to address it. Every night, never see it, And every night I bring up gold-digging whores, and the whole crowd pulls back like I'm up here talking about Bigfoot, right? Like I'm saying the moon's made out of cheese or something. Talking about whores, people. They're everywhere. How many? How many more great men are going to get chopped in half before we do something?
Facts.
Why is it so quiet in here? God damn, I don't get it. What is it? Is it women? Do you think I'm calling you? I'm not calling any woman here a whore, okay? So don't pull back. That's not fair, okay? If you brought up wife beaters, I wouldn't like pull back. I get it. There's guys hitting women, they need to be stopped. We gotta understand that gold digging whores are the wife beaters for men. Yeah, they are. Except we don't have that Rihanna lumped up photo in the end, so it's not obvious. It's in the eyes. It's in the lines in your face. It's in Mel Gibson's high-pitched voice on the answering machine. I had to give up my Laker tickets, right? That is the sound of a man being taken for everything he's got. I gotta tell you, I'm envious of women, okay? I'm not saying your problems get solved, but at least they're taken seriously. You know? People, you got 1-800 numbers, you got ribbons, there's groups. People give a shit. Anything happens to a guy, it's just considered funny. Some woman cut her husband's dick off, threw it in the garbage disposal, and turned it on. People thought it was hilarious. They were, hey, Stumpy! Nobody cares. Do you think if a guy removed a woman's titty and threw it in the dryer, anybody would be joking about it the next day? The entire country would grind to a halt. There'd be a moment of silence. The NFL would have some special colored headband everybody had to wear for an entire month. The most effeminate color they could possibly come up with. All my heroes are going down. Arnold Schwarzenegger, another great man. Another great man. Taken down by that gold-digging whore of a maid he's got. And I'm not saying he's not a piece of shit for doing what he did. It was a piece of shit move. But how come only he got chastised? What about the maid? Why was she called the maid that entire story? She was never called a whore, ever. Just boggled my mind. She knew his wife, first name basis, played with their kids, fucked her husband in their own goddamn bed. That's right down the checklist. First ballot Hall of Fame whore. Right there. Never. Why do you think she hooked up with him? Because of that 1987 flat top he's still rocking? The giant space between his teeth I could put this mic cord through? Or do you think maybe it's all that kindergarten cop money laying around the goddamn bedroom? No, it's awful. It's a horrific thing to see as a guy, watching guys go through that shit, you know? And then there's no sort of examination of it. They just go, he's an idiot. Hey, he's stupid. That guy's stupid. If that guy's stupid, what the fuck am I? Right? Does it even make sense? Why would you do that? Why would you accomplish all that and then fuck it up, hooking up with one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my life? Not saying I'm a prize. I'm just saying, you know? It's got to be something beyond that, right? You know what I think it is? I think it comes down to the way he talks. You know? That dude should be unloading trucks in Transylvania. That should have been the height of his success. But because he's a great man, he had the balls to move to America. Became famous for lifting weights. I lift weights, nobody gives a shit. He lifts weights, becomes super famous. Did he rest on his laurels? No. Next challenge. I'm going to become an actor despite the fact that nobody can really understand me. Against all odds, he starts making movies. Get down. There's a bomb. Get out of there. Becomes one of the biggest blockbuster stars of all time. What are you going to do next, Arnie? I think I'll marry a Kennedy. There's no fucking way you can do that. Bam, he does it. Cherry on top, I'm running for governor of a state I can't even pronounce, and he wins the election. Why wouldn't this guy think he couldn't bang his maid in his own bed and get away with it? This dude has been in the zone for over 4 decades. 4 decades, nothing but net. Bang a maid in my own bed? Dude, that's a layup. Are you serious? I had a hit movie with a midget. I don't even need a condom. Right? And then what happens? The smoke clears. Then all these trolls come out of the woodwork and start judging this great man. All these fatties, these fucking old guys who never got any with their jowls coming on TV. Absolutely reprehensible behavior. What kind of a public servant? His legacy is shrouded. Like they have any idea what it's like to be tempted at that level, right? Like they have groupies as they waddle out to their Mercury Tracer parked on the other side of a dumpster. Really? You're beating them off? This guy, he's not a great man anymore? Terminator doesn't count? Is that what the fuck you're telling me? Because he fucked Alice? Really? He's still not a great man because he did that. Then that's, the whole thing's over? Anybody here think they could move to Austria, learn the language, become famous for working out, then be a movie star, then marry into their royalty and hold public office? How many lifetimes would you need? I'm on my third attempt at Rosetta Stone Spanish. Right? How can I judge these guys? I can barely handle the temptations of Facebook. I'm going to judge Tiger Woods. I golf. I don't walk off the 18th hole and there's a busload of Scandinavian women waiting to fuck my brains out. Sorry, ladies, gotta go home to the wife, right? No, it kills me. And there's no help out there for guys. There isn't. There's nothing out there to help you handle becoming rich and famous. There's nothing to prepare you for that platoon of whores that's gonna form on the horizon, right? Like Braveheart, faces painted, skirts on, will run down the hill, they'll jump on your dick in front of your wife. They don't give a shit. It's not even a handbook out there. I saw one article written about it on the cover of Time magazine. It said, why do so many rich, famous, and powerful men act like absolute pigs, right? And the article was actually written by a woman. That's like me writing a book, The Third Trimester and What to Expect. Ladies, you're gonna feel the pressure. How the hell would I know? You don't want to hear that from me, right? Then why is this woman telling me what it's like to have a dick? That makes no sense. You have no idea what it's like to have a dick. 24/7. Do it. Fuck it, do it. That's what it's saying. Do it. Yeah, do it. That's how we survived as a species. Every man in here is programmed to fuck 85% of the women in this room. Right? Yeah, we are. Do it, fuck it, do it, you know? It's just that you won't. That's the only reason why we don't, you know? That's not you keeping your dick in check, you know? Some guy at Home Depot working there, he wants to fuck just as many women as a celebrity, right? But he can't do it because whores don't care about lumber, right? But the second he hits the fucking lottery, all of a sudden, you know, that do it, fucking do it, you know, that wasn't affecting his life. Then all of a sudden these whores show up. I'll do it. I'll suck it. I'll do it. Right? No, somebody's got to step up. All right? I'm not even blaming whores, really. Just guys, we're fucking idiots. What are we doing? Why are we working so hard and then giving it all away to some chick who did 3 shifts at a fucking Hooters, you know? They're fucking bums. Sitting there with fucking Dorito dust in their cleavage, walking around with hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm sick of that shit. That's what the law says. 100 years ago, I could beat you with a fucking mop handle and be like, well, that's what the law says. Doesn't make us right. No, it's unreal. And all this shit's going down, and we're not doing anything. What are we doing? Same old shit. Sitting around watching Shark Week, right? Watching shit about poisonous snakes half a world away, just filling your head up with all this useless information. What to do if you come face to face with a Bengal tiger. Don't look at it, don't look away. Slowly back up as you push your friend forward, right? All this useless information, yet hanging between your legs is this thing that could crumble your entire empire 7 minutes or less. Don't know a fucking thing about it. Even worse, you think it's your friend. Yeah, you know why? Because your dick's like a dreamer. You know? Your dick believes. It's like a motivational speaker. I don't give a shit what question you ask it. It's always like, yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Exit strategy. Later. We'll be fine. Where's your dick when you get caught, right? Then it's just slumped over like, hey, I thought it was a good idea. Yeah. You have to know that. Dude, if your dick was a third base coach, it wouldn't hold anybody up. It'd just be fucking waving people around. Everybody, go in standing up. You got it. Oh, shit, here she comes. Slide. All right, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. I hope you had as good a time as I did. Thank you.
Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen, and he is right. There is an epidemic of gold digging whores in this country. We may or may not hear from Bill again in this list, but wanted to play that for you. That's one of my favorites. Next up is a gentleman. Unfortunately, he is deceased. May he rest in peace. He was a very, very, very famous actor. He had a television show of his own name, but way back in the day, he started as a stand-up comic, and he was also on a stand-up comedy tour called The Kings of Comedy. And but way back in the day, he was just a stand-up comic, and he performed at the world-famous Apollo Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Bernie Mac.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking press. I ain't coming for no foolishness. In New York, goddammit, y'all motherfucking women look good. Y'all like a bacon egg sandwich look good. But I love sex. I love it. Can't do shit no more. And I'm blessed. I'm big boned. I'm heavy structured. I'm hung low. If I pull my shit out, this whole room get dark. Kick it! You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I love sex, man. I love it by the pound. I be glad when they put that shit in cans. Can you imagine sex in cans? Motherfuckers be shoplifting and shit. Folks be playing ball, man. Then what you get ready to do, man? I'm tired. I'm giving me a six-pack of pussy. I'm going in. Kick it! You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Women just do anything till you talk to any kind of way you want to talk to somebody. It don't make no motherfucking sense. I'm at a bar minding my business, cooling out, just being cool, like I am, chilling. Woman gonna come to me, then she just ask you the goddamn thing she want to do. She said, Mac. I said, yeah, that's my name. She said, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. She said, does pussy taste like pumpkin pie? Made me mad as hell. I said, don't ask me no damn question like that. I ain't never had no pumpkin pie. Kick it! You don't understand. Yo, Jim, tired of this shit. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. When you make love to a black woman, I'm gonna tell you how you do it. You got to be good. I'm not talking about myself. Cause you know a fuck ain't number 50 pumps. Count it if you ain't got nothing to do. It ain't number 5 minutes, but the foreplay make it seem longer. But you get a woman, black woman, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care how meek that woman is, how soft-spoken she is. If you're giving her the dick, whatever wrong with you, she gonna let you know. You can have a patch on your eye, your leg could be broke. If you get up there, she'll be like, woo, shit, you patch-eye motherfucker. You broke leg son of a bitch. You know you in this motherfucker. Kick it! You don't understand, goddammit. And you know what's funny when you make love to a woman and she on top and the phone ring? That's some funny shit. When she on the phone ring, man, every time she on the phone, we ring, ring, ring. You get cool and shit. Ring, baby, don't answer. Ring, I gotta answer. Ring, baby, don't answer. Ring, it might be a job. Ring, And every time, she used to pick up the phone, start fiddle-faddling with, When she pick it up every time she started to talk, give her the dick. She'll be like, hello. What? What I'm doing? This when you get what I'm doing? Oh, nothing. But I love my black people. I'm going to tell you something, but we got to stop the violence. We got to vote. Stop the violence and vote. Because I did a show in Chicago. I mean that. Stop this violence. I was in Chicago. I did a show for Cook County Jail. And over 40% of the brothers in jail for nothing. And they had a little survey, a little panel thing. We got to ask the inmates questions, So I asked the inmate, I said, hey, my brother, what you in for? He said, nothing. Brothers got this thing about being a punk. What is a punk? I never did understand that for the sake of my life. He said, nothing. That's how long you in for? He said, ever? Now, it's a long time. You take the 4 off that motherfucker. I said, so what you in for? I ain't no punk. I didn't tell on my boy. I said, what, you in jail for no motherfucker? No, you ain't no punk. You a new fool. But I'll be damned if I serve time for any of you motherfuckers. I'll be in court just like this. Judge be like, who are you? I'll be like, punk. Your Honor, he killed that motherfucker. Shot him in the head 4 times, kicked him in the face. I tried to call you, but the line was busy. I'm burning back, I'm out of here.
Bernie Mac, ladies and gentlemen, Bernie Mac. That was not, I misspoke earlier, that was not live at the Apollo. That was Def Comedy Jam. Russell Simmons, maybe? Def Comedy Jam. So, Bernie Mac, may he rest in peace. What a funny dude. What a funny dude. Next up on the list, moving right along, is what I would consider a classic. This comes from the 80s. And this gentleman, you cannot... the millennials now or the younger folk, they don't know this guy. He's making a resurgence on Twitter a little bit. But this guy was one of the first guys where I looked and I said, I want to do that. I want to do that. Not like him because nobody can pull off his shtick. But I want to do that. And this guy, before he was a comedian, was a Pentecostal preacher. And yes, I am talking about him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Sam Kinison.
Hey, just trying to help. Well, like I said, I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to just do whatever I can for people. Like the World Hunger thing, the USA for Africa. Isn't that great? You guys hear the song? Nice song, isn't it? Beautiful. I'm like anybody else on the planet. I'm very moved by world hunger. I see the same commercials. Those little kids starving and very depressed. And I watch these things on TV and I see those commercials and I look at it and I go, God, how cruel, To see a little kid out there and I go, fuck, I know the film crew could give this kid a sandwich. The kid's not out there, filming a letter from home with a Betamax, huh? There's a director 5 feet away going, don't feed him yet! Get that sandwich out of here! It doesn't work unless he looks hungry! But I'm not trying to make fun of world hunger. Matter of fact, I think I have the answer, because I spend a lot of time working it out. And if you want to stop world hunger, stop sending them food. Don't send these people another bite, folks. You want to send them something, you want to help, send them U-Hauls. Send them U-Hauls, some luggage, send them a guy out there that goes, hey, we've been driving out here every day with your food for like the last, 30, 40 years. And we were driving out here today across the desert, and it occurred to us there wouldn't be world hunger if you people would live where the food is! Understand that you live in a fucking desert! Nothing grows out here! Nothing's gonna grow out here! You see this? Huh? See? This is sand. Yeah. It's sand. You know it's going to be 100 years from now, huh? It's going to be sand!
Sam Kinison, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Kinison. May he rest in peace. And that was from Rodney Dangerfield's old specials on HBO. This next comedian, look, he would have been in here anyway with some of his other stuff. I absolutely love this comedian. If you want to say this guy is probably the last like obscure comedian, really the only obscure comedian that I'm going to have in here. I don't even think you call him obscure. He's fucking hilarious. I've seen him live. But he did a show here in Jacksonville, and the first 10 minutes of it was about Jacksonville, and that actually was a taped Netflix special called Great America. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Cat Williams.
City's got one hood. See how the audience laughed at that? Most motherfuckers cities got one hood. The whole map is free. They tell you don't go here. Not in Jacksonville. They got spots all around the map you should look out for. All the hoods sound like dangerous sitcoms. Tonight on another episode of Washington Heights. Something going down on Washington Heights. I'm pretty sure of that. If I know any of the hoods in America, I know. Stay tuned for another edition of Cleveland Arms. It's got arms in the title. I know that's dangerous. Eureka Gardens. Eureka means surprise. Maybe you shouldn't be here. You looking for gardens. Jacksonville do it big. It ain't just hoods. They got certain streets. If you even type it in your phone will not let you make it there. If you type in Moncrief.
Yep.
Your phone say relocating. What? Just beautiful shit. Shit you only gonna have in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is the biggest motherfucking city out there. Every 10 blocks is another motherfucking neighborhood. If you're comfortable, don't be comfortable too long. Enjoy yourself. Most places you go, when you go to the gas station, the only thing you gotta look at is the price of the gas. Not in Jacksonville. You gotta look at some other shit than the price of gas. You had to look at all the surroundings of the gas station. You ever decided you didn't need gas as bad as you thought you did? You ever got back in your car to not get the gas? I don't need this gas. I can make it almost home if I just keep on going. I can get a little closer to somewhere where... There's 32 motherfuckers out there. They selling pit bull puppies and frying fish. I'm not finna do all that for some gas. I'm not. Love Jacksonville. Jacksonville, they got shit at all ends. If you want to shop, they got great shopping. They got great shopping, and then they got hood shopping. If you looking for the great shopping, you listen for the white-sounding official name. Town Center. That sounds official, Town Center. We built this mall, then we built the rest of the town. The Black Mall sound like a club. Going down to the Regency. They got 2 for $1 drink special at the Regency. Who don't want to go to the Regency? free before 11. One thing I like about Jacksonville is no matter where the fuck you eat, all the food is good than a motherfucker. Y'all know how to eat in Jacksonville. Everything. We had 12 things. Everything was good. Go to Jacksonville Beach, they got white people making Caribbean food and shit. You like, I ain't got no Jamaicans back there? Who the fuck is jerking this chicken? Let me find out a white woman is jerking this chicken like that. That is... Most places you go, if you hear a crazy name, you can't eat there. But here in motherfucking Jacksonville, they tell you it's good. It's good. That motherfucking Soul Food Bistro. I don't even know if them niggas know what bistro mean, but it's good as shit. Food so good, you be looking for a slave in the back. Like, who the fuck is making... show me somebody look like a slave back there. Who the fuck's putting their foot in this cornbread?
All right, Cat Williams, ladies and gentlemen. He's right. I've actually been to the Soul Food Bistro, and it is fucking good. Very, very, very good. If you like that sort of stuff, you like Southern cooking. It is very good. Cat Williams there, Great America Special on Netflix. Go check it out. The first 10 or 15 minutes or so. That's just an excerpt of it, but the first 10 or 15 minutes shows from Jacksonville. Again, probably not going to get it if you're not from here, but those of us that are from here think it's fucking hilarious. So this next gentleman, if you know me, you're going to be like, I would have thought that this guy would have been number 1 or number 2. But when you hear the names coming up, you will know why not. But this gentleman is probably, you know, Sam Kinison started, I said earlier, where I pointed, I said, hey, I want to do that. This guy probably kicked me into the direction of, hey, I'm gonna. And I remember me and my comedian friend Jason driving around in, 20 years ago now, 25 years ago maybe. And we would be driving around the car and just listening to this guy's CD. Yeah, CDs are what they put comedy on back then. We just plugged in this CD and just listened, and we laughed and laughed and laughed. And he was just saying very relatable stuff to everybody. And we just couldn't get enough of him. To this day, I have that CD memorized. And the CD was called Drunk in Public. This is a excerpt from that CD, or from that set. I think it's from somewhere else, but it's a joke that he told on that CD, on that set, the Drunk in Public set. And it's not what you think it's going to be. This is actually my favorite joke, probably, again, because I live in Florida. It's probably one of my favorite jokes. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Ron White.
Miami, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, so I guess just would not be the word, but I was working there with Fox when Hurricane George hit the Keys. I just thought this was kind of funny. They evacuated the Keys, and everybody left except for, I've been through 2 hurricanes. I was in Hurricane Carla when I was a kid in Houston, and I was real excited during hurricane time, you know, because it's out there in the Gulf and it's dangerous, and I was like, this is cool, until shit started hitting our house. I was like, fuck this. But anyway, they evacuated the Keys, and everybody leaves except for one guy who's going to stay there and tie himself to a tree on the beach to prove a point. And the point was, he said that at 53 years of age, he was in good enough physical condition to withstand the wind and the rain from a Force 3 hurricane. All right. Let me explain something to you. It isn't that the wind is blowing. It's what the wind is blowing. If you get hit with a Volvo, it doesn't really matter how many sit-ups you did that morning.
Ron White, ladies and gentlemen, that was short and sweet. That is probably my favorite joke that he tells. And I couldn't leave him off this list. I just really couldn't. There are probably 5 or 6 I like, but that one just strikes made me funny, and every time I see it, I try to share it as much as I can. Next up on the countdown here is a comedian that needs no introduction. And I might get a lot of flack for having this person at 5. This person is one of the all-time greats. One of the all-time greats. And I'm gonna get some flack for this top 5. Hopefully you'll see it the way I do. But this is my favorite bits ranked. So it's not, the AFIs or whatever, whoever's ranking comedians. This is my favorite bits because this is my podcast. We already went through. If you don't like it, go listen to all those guys. And by the way, I do want to welcome Movie Lovers Unite officially to Unfiltered Studios, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But this gentleman, movie star, but he started as a comedian. He was on Saturday Night Live. Mega movie star, one of the biggest at the time. At one time, probably the biggest movie star in the world. And he does really, really, really good impressions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Eddie Murphy.
Do you watch the Bill Cosby Show? I do too. I love Bill Cosby Show. I've been a big fan of Bill Cosby all my life. Never met the man before, but he called me up about a year ago and chastised me on the phone for being too dirty on stage. And it was real weird because I had never met him, and he just thought he should call me up because he was Bill and tell me that he did about what comedy is all about. And I sat and listened to this man chastise me. And when Bill Cosby chastises you, you forget you grown. You feel like one of the Cosby kids and shit. And I ran in the house all excited to talk to Bill and picked up the telephone, and Bill got raw on me. I was like, "Hello, Mr. Cosby?" And you hear, "I would like to talk to you about some of the things that you do in your show." Now, I'm going to tell you a story. He always tells you stories. I would like to tell you a story. I have 5 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. I live in Massachusetts with my wife, Camille, and my 5 children. Now, of the 5 children that we have, there are 4 girls and a boy. The boy's name is Innes. He loves everything you do. Comes home from school the other day with a big smile on his face. And my son looks just like me. He walks through the door looking at me with this big smile. And I cannot resist. Because it's such a beautiful smile. And he walks up and I say, "What are you smiling about?" Aww. And the child says to me, "I'm smiling because I need money to go see the Eddie Murphy Show. Please give me money for a ticket." Now, if the child is smiling this way because he needs money for a ticket, I have to give him money for a ticket. I do not handle the money in the house. My wife, Camille, handles the ticket money. So I must go into the kitchen to where my wife is cooking dinner for the family. And she is inside the kitchen cooking. And she's got a bowl, and she's cooking up the food, man. She's cooking it up. And the child walks in the room with the smile. He says, "Mother, please, money." She gives him the money. He runs off to see your show. Now, we sit in the living room waiting for Innes to return. At about 5 o'clock in the morning, the child comes through the door. He has a different look on his face. It looked like he heard something at your show that he's never heard before. And I say to my child, "Child," I say, "what did the man say on the stage?" And he says, "Pop." The man comes out and says these things. I said, "Well, what did he say?" He says, "Pop." He comes out and says some stuff. I said, "Well, what did he do?" He says, "Pop." He walks out and he goes, "Hello, suck this and MF and kiss my big black stuff and suck it and stick it down in your mouth and suck it, suck it." You cannot say filth, flarn, in front of people.
And I said, I never said no filth, flaring filth.
He says, you know what I'm talking about. I can't use the type of language that you use, but you know what I mean when I say filth, flaring filth.
And I said, I never said no filth, flaring filth, and I don't know what you're talking about. I'm offended that you called. Fuck you. And that's when Bill got pissed.
He said, that's what I'm talking about. You cannot say fuck in front of people.
And I got mad. Because he thought that was my whole act. Like I just walked out on the stage and cursed and left. And I managed to stick in some jokes between the curses. You couldn't give no curse show or walk out and say, hey, felt for him, motherfucker, dick, pussy, snot, and shit. Good night. Good night. Suck my dick. Bye-bye. I was pissed off. I was so mad, I called Richard Pryor's house up and said, yo, Richard, Bill Cosby just called me up and told me I was too dirty. And Richard said, the next time motherfucker call, tell him I said, suck my dick.
I don't give a fuck. Whatever the fuck make the people laugh, say that shit. He said, do the people laugh when you say what you say? I said, yes. He said, do you get paid? I said, yes. He said, well, tell Bill I said have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. Good.
Eddie Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Murphy. What a great... he doesn't get enough credit for his impressions. You know, he really doesn't. But number 5 on our countdown tonight. Moving along to number 4 here. A lot of people think this guy's the new GOAT. I disagree. But a lot of people think he's the GOAT. I particularly like this bit because I think it is a comedy genius of this bit. This gentleman probably at the height of it had the most popular television show on TV. It was a show on Comedy Central. And he left it. Just left, leaving $50 million on the table. And about 10 years later, he comes back and does some stand-up specials, and they're sold out. This is a controversial guy, especially when it comes to the LGBTQ community, but a big proponent of the freedom of speech, and he uses it at will, which is why I love him. He backs all comics in being able to say whatever we want to say, whenever we want to say it, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. This bit is kind of a play on words, but I view it as comedic genius. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Dave Chappelle.
Afraid of being attacked. Happens to the best of us. Don't ever forget what happened to that French actor. You know what I'm talking about? Juicy Smouillet. He's a very famous French actor. Y'all never heard of Juicy Smouillet? Juicy Smouillet is an actor from France. And he became famous on a show called Empire. One night, he was in Chicago late at night and was the victim he was the victim of a racist and homophobic attack. You see, Juicy Smouillet is gay and he is black, not just French. Oh, it was a crazy story. Apparently, when he was walking down the street late at night, 2 white men came out of the shadows with MAGA hats on and beat him up. Tied a rope around his neck, called him all kinds of niggas, and put some bleach on him, and ran off into the night. This shit was like international news. And everybody was furious, especially in Hollywood. It's all over everybody's Twitter feed and Instagram page. Justice for Juicy and all this shit. The whole country was up in arms. He was talking about it all the time on the news. And for some reason, African Americans, we were like oddly quiet. We were so quiet about this shit that the gay community started accusing African American community of being homophobic for not supporting him. What they didn't understand is that we were supporting him with our silence. Because we understood that this nigga was clearly lying. None of these details added up at all. He said he's walking down the street in Chicago and white dudes come up to him and say, "Hey man, aren't you that faggot nigger from Empire?" A fuck? Does that sound like how white people talk? No white people. They don't talk like that. Are you that faggot nigga from Empire? They would never say that. It sounds like something that I would say. If you're racist and homophobic, you're not even gonna know who this nigga is. You can't watch Empire. Black people never feel sorry for the police, but this time we even felt sorry for the police. Can you imagine if you was a police veteran taking this kid's police report? Okay, Mr. Smoulier, please tell me what happened. All right. 2 a.m. You left the house at 2 a.m. It's minus 16 degrees. All right. You were walking. You were walking. All right. And where were you going? Subway. Sandwiches? That's when the men approached you? Did you see them? Do you have any? Okay, what do they have on? MAGA hats. MAGA hats on in Chicago. Excuse me 1 second, Mr. Smoulier. Frank, come here for a second. Find out where Kanye West was last night.
Dave Chappelle, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody find out where Kanye West was last night. Oh, Dave Chappelle, ladies and gentlemen. Comedic genius right there. Next on the list, we're running down this list here. Next on the list, we've heard from him already. We're going to hear from him again. I have to put this in here. I have a hard time going back and forth what my favorite bit is total. Put this at number 3 because he's on the list twice. He is my favorite comedian because I identify with him. Rolling Stone called him the number 1 comedian for rage-infueled comics. And I totally agree. Last time he was teaching us about an epidemic of gold-digging whores in this country. And now he is explaining to us that there is no reason to hit a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, again, Mr. Bill Burr.
These huge battles. You know what the maddest she ever got at me was? One time she was watching this show. It was like a poor excuse for The View. And they started talking about domestic violence, right? For the 9 millionth time this year, they're talking about domestic violence. Just in case, you didn't get the memo. Evidently, just some people didn't get it. It's not okay to slam your wife's head into the cupboard drawers because she didn't dry the can opener off properly. It's gonna fucking rust, right? How do you not know not to do that shit? Do they really have to keep talking about it? It's like wife beaters watching for, oh, fuck, now I I get it. Upsy-daisy, sweetheart. Here we go. There you go. Oh. So at the end of the hour, they come to the logical conclusion. They're like, there is no reason to hit a woman. There is no reason to hit a woman. And I was just like, really? I could give you like 17 right off the top of my head. You could wake me from a drunken stupor. I could still give you like 9. Dude, there's plenty of reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it. But to sit there and suggest that there's no reason. Dude, the level of ego behind that statement. What are you, levitating above the rest of us? You're never annoying? Women, how many times have you thought about slapping your fucking guy in the head this week? There you go. Every day. You didn't do it, right? Oh, dude, it drives me nuts. There's no reason. There's no reason. Really? No reason? How about this? You marry a girl, you fall in love, you buy her a house. You go to work every day, paying off the house. You come home one day, she's banging the next door neighbor, hands you divorce papers. You gotta move out, sleep on a futon, and still pay for that house that she's gonna stay in. No reason. I'm not saying you should do it, but there's plenty of fucking reasons in that arc of a story.
Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen, and there is no reason to hit a woman. I agree. There is no reason. Oh, there's plenty of reasons, but you just don't do it, just like Bill said. So don't hit me on the Twitter for saying that. I'm just repeating what Bill said. We are down to the last 2. And our honorable mention, which we're going to play out as the episode goes out. But down to our last 2. There can be no argument that these last 2 are some of the greatest comedic minds ever. It was hard for me to go which one was 1 and which one was 2, so I literally flipped a coin. One of them makes great points, and one of them's just fucking funny, But coming in at number 2 is a gentleman. None of these guys at this point need any introduction. I can't give him an introduction that he deserves. This gentleman is deceased as well. May he rest in peace. I got the opportunity to see him in Gainesville, Florida years ago in the 90s when he was, not I guess at the height of his career, but he reached a plateau and just stayed there and is widely regarded, if not the best, the top 3, all of the greats, including Eddie Murphy, always reference this gentleman as inspiration, for them. It's just an added plus that he likes to make fun of the religious folk. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. George Carlin.
Have you? Well, folks, here's something else I got a problem with. The 10 Commandments. Here's my problem. Why are there 10? You don't need 10. I think the list of commandments was deliberately and artificially inflated to get it up to 10. It's a padded list. Here's what they did. About 5,000 years ago, a bunch of religious and political hustlers got together to try to figure out how to control people, how to keep them in line. They knew people were basically stupid and would believe anything they were told, so they announced that God had given them some commandments. Up on a mountain, when no one was around, God had given them the 10 Commandments. But let me ask you this. When they were sitting around making this shit up, why did they pick 10? Why 10? Why not 9 or 11? I'll tell you why. Because 10 sounds official. 10 sounds important. They knew if it was 11, people wouldn't take it seriously. Say, what, are you kidding me? The 11 Commandments? Get the fuck out of here. But 10 sounds important. 10 is the basis for the decimal system. It's a decade. It's a psychologically satisfying number. The top 10, the 10 most wanted, the 10 best dressed. So having 10 commandments was really a marketing decision. And to me, It's clearly a bullshit list. It's a political document artificially inflated to sell better. I'm going to show you how you could reduce the number of commandments and come up with a list that's a little more workable and logical. We're going to start with the first three, and I'll use the Roman Catholic version because those are the ones I was taught as a little boy.
Of
I am
course
the
he
Lord
will.
thy God. Thou shalt not have strange gods before me. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Thou shalt keep holy the Sabbath. Right off the bat, the first three, pure bullshit. Sabbath day, Lord's name, strange gods. Spooky language. Spooky language. Designed to scare and control primitive people. In no way does superstitious nonsense like this apply to the lives of intelligent, civilized humans in the 21st century. You throw out the first three commandments, you're down to 7. Next, honor thy father and mother. Obedience, respect for authority. Just another name for controlling people. The truth is, obedience and respect should not be automatic. They should be earned. They should be based on the parent's performance. Parent's performance. Right? Some parents deserve respect. Most of them don't. Period. You're down to 6. Now, in the interest of logic, something religion is very uncomfortable with, we're going to jump around the list a little bit. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Stealing and lying. Well, actually, these two both prohibit the same kind of behavior. Dishonesty, stealing, and lying. So you don't need 2 of them. Instead, you combine them and you call it thou shalt not be dishonest. And suddenly, you're down to 5. And as long as we're combining, I have 2 others that belong together. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Once again, these 2 prohibit the same kind of behavior. In this case, marital infidelity. The difference is coveting takes place in the mind, and I don't think you should outlaw fantasizing about someone else's wife. Otherwise, what's a guy going to think about when he's waxing his carrot? But marital fidelity is a good idea, so we're going to keep the idea and call this one, thou shalt not be unfaithful. And suddenly, we're down to 4. But when you think about it, honesty and fidelity are really part of the same overall value. So in truth, you could combine the 2 honesty commandments with the 2 fidelity commandments and give them simpler language, positive language instead of negative, and call the whole thing, thou shalt always be honest and faithful, and we're down to 3. Thou shalt, they're going away fast. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. This one is just plain fucking stupid. Coveting your neighbor's goods is what keeps the economy going. All right? Your neighbor gets a vibrator that plays "O Come All Ye Faithful." You want to get one too. Coveting creates jobs. Leave it alone. You throw out coveting and you're down to 2 now. The big honesty and fidelity commandment, and the one we haven't talked about yet, thou shalt not kill. Murder. The 5th commandment. But when you think about it, religion has never really had a big problem with murder. Not really. More people have been killed in the name of God than for any other reason. All you have to do...
Truth.
All you have to do is look at Northern Ireland, the Middle East, Kashmir, the Inquisition, the Crusades, and the World Trade Center to see how seriously the religious folks take thou shalt not kill. The more devout they are, the more they see murder as being negotiable. It's negotiable. You know? It depends. It depends on who's doing the killing and who's getting killed. So, with all of this in mind, I leave you with my revised list of the 2 commandments. Thou shalt always be honest and faithful to the provider of thy nookie. And thou shalt try real hard not to kill anyone, unless, of course, they pray to a different invisible man from the one you pray to. 2 is all you need. Moses could have carried him down the hill in his fucking pocket. And if they had a list like that, I wouldn't mind those folks in Alabama putting it up on the courthouse wall. As long as they included one additional commandment, thou shalt keep thy religion to thyself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming.
George Carlin, everybody. George Carlin, and I think we can all say amen, to that. Keep in mind, people, these are just jokes. They're jokes. They're great jokes, but they're jokes. All right. Before we get to our number one here, we're running a little long. I did have an honorable mention, and I want to play a few jokes from him. This gentleman, again, deceased. Rest in peace. But I just couldn't do a list without listening to this guy. I listen to this guy every day in my car. Every single day in my car. He is on a playlist that just keeps playing. And for those of you, the car is not a happy place for me. So I do like to. So before we get to our number one comedian, I do want to play this gentleman, again, a deceased gentleman. May he rest in peace. But a very funny gentleman, a one-liner comic. So our honorable mention for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Mitch Hedberg.
I like rice. Rice is great when you're hungry and you want 2,000 of something. All right. Yeah. My mom loves those applause breaks. Refried beans. I like refried beans. That's why I want to try fried beans, because maybe they're just as good and we're wasting time. I went to a pizzeria. I ordered a slice of pizza. The dude gave me the smallest slice possible. If the pizza was a pie chart for what people would do if they found $1 million, this dude gave me the donate to charity slice. I would like to exchange this for the keep it. I tried to walk into Target, but I missed. I think the entrance to Target should have people splattered all around. I was walking by a dry cleaner at 3 a.m. and the sign said, "Sorry, we're closed." You don't have to be sorry. It's 3 a.m. and you're a dry cleaner. It would be ridiculous for me to expect you to be open. I'm not going to walk in at 10 and say, "Hey, man, I walked by at 3. You guys were closed. Somebody owes me an apology."
Mr. Mitch Hedberg, ladies and gentlemen, that was our honorable mention for tonight. You can catch all of his stuff on Spotify. Highly suggest you check him out. Very funny one-liner comic. May he rest in peace. All right, without further ado, our number one stand-up bit, by far my favorite bit. Great comic, legendary comic, right up there with George Carlin and Eddie Murphy. No problem saying his name in the same breath with these guys, but I like this guy because I like this bit because I'm a sports guy. And for sports guy, I know one of our listeners out there is really going to like this bit. Probably heard it a number of times. I don't know how you could have gotten around it, but it's not long. It's pretty short, but I've always loved it from the very first time I heard it when this gentleman played Broadway. Legendary comedian, Oscar-winning actor, many movies, very popular TV show in the 80s, Comedy Store regular in the 70s, very, 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 very funny, almost uncontrollably funny person. Without further ado, our number one stand-up bit for this countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Robin Williams.
Here's my idea for a fucking sport. I knock a ball in a gopher hole.
Oh, you mean like pool?
Fuck off, pool! Not with a straight stick, with a little fucked up stick. I whack the ball that goes in a gopher hole.
Oh, you mean like croquet?
Fuck croquet! I put the hole hundreds of yards away! Oh, fuck out, yeah! It's great fun there! Oh, yeah, that's a great thing.
Oh, like a bowling thing.
Fuck no! Not straight, I put shit in the way. Like trees and bushes and high grass, so you can lose your fucking ball and go whacking away with a fucking tire iron. Whacking away, and each time you miss, you feel like you're gonna have a stroke. Fuck, that's what we'll call it. A stroke, because every time you miss, you feel like you're gonna fucking die. Oh, great. Oh, and here's a bit of that. Oh, fuck, this is brilliant. Right near the end, I'll put a flat piece with a little flag to give you fucking hope. But then I'll put a pool and a sandbox to fuck with your ball again. You'll be there trashing your ass, jerking away in the sand. Oh, and you do this one time. Fuck no! 18 fucking times!
Robin Williams, ladies and gentlemen, that is our number one on the Keb stand-up bits countdown for this week. Thank you for indulging me on that journey. A lot of funny things. Would like to hear your favorites, and maybe we could do this again sometime. And you can hit me at Keb Lives or at RefilteredPod on Twitter. More than welcome to email me at keblivescomedy@gmail.com or visit stupidhistory.net or unfpod.com. Check it out. If you would, please, if you like what you heard, share it with a friend, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Don't forget to check out all the other properties for Unfiltered Studios at unfpod.com. A lot of great stuff there, adding new shows every day. Want to welcome Movie Lovers Unite to the Unfiltered Studios family of podcasts, and great podcasts. So go over there and listen to them, and especially if you're a movie fan. I know St. Joe's going to go over there and listen to them, but be sure to check out everybody else over there. It's unfpod.com or unfstudios.com, whichever fancies your pleasure. But with that, hope you guys had fun. A little different of an episode. Like to switch it up every now and again. But hey, that's comedy to me. That's comedy to the Keb. And we're glad that you tuned in. You listened to it. Hopefully put a smile on your face. So with that, my name is Keb. We'll catch you guys next week.
This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.